everyone, we warmly welcome you all to our special program brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. I am your host, Vatika Singh. Indian Achievers Award is an honor that celebrates the people who went extraordinary to effectuate their aspirations and ideas. In this series, we emphasize not only on the struggles and achievements of the people, but also on the social contributions they made to their native land, India. Before introducing you all to our month's such achiever, let's take a look at the small lady.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows, and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Mr. Kushal Bharghava is the co-founder of My Branch. My Branch allows businesses to have a local sales office in their preferred destination. The company has offices in 50 cities across India with a strong presence in tier 2, 3 and 4 cities along with metro cities. Kushal is a qualified chartered accountant and holds a master's degree in commerce from Mumbai University. He is also an active member of the Students' Committee of WIRC Western India Regional Chapter of ICAI. After completing his education, he started managing a pan-India BFSI business. Solely because of his efforts, the group's business was able to achieve higher numbers. Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, hi.
Alright, sir. So before entering into the questions, tell us something about you and your professional role.
Yeah. Hi. This is Kushal Bhargav here. I'm the co-founder of My Branch. So on a personal level, I'm a chartered accountant by profession. And other than that, I'm also a co-founder as My Branch. In My Branch, just to tell you, we are in the shared office space and we have created disruption by being present in 50 cities across India. So that's what our play is. We are highly concentrated in tier 2, tier 3 cities. And in terms of my personal, I am a complete sports person. I love to play a lot of outdoor sports, and I do play sports even today on a competitive basis. So I play cricket, I play football, I go for a run, and I play badminton as such. And in terms of my branch, I would say my role, I'm very strong in terms of P&L management and also believe in setting up strong systems and processes within the organization.
Right. So I'm really keen to know that what inspired you to pursue this particular field as your career.
So, as I mentioned, we've been from the chartered accountant and service sector background. So, in the early years of 2000, maybe around close to 2005, where we started, I would say, a lot of our expansion, we realized that in the service sector, a lot of people wanted to expand into tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So, there wasn't enough opportunity, there wasn't enough compliant buildings, there weren't enough people ready to invest and explore tier 2, tier 3 cities. So that's the time I would say where the idea got coined of setting up the shared office space in a tier 2, tier 3 cities, because our existing customers themselves wanted to expand in smaller cities. So I would say the idea really germinated at that point of time, but it took a couple of years to get into execution because it was too early in the market where you could open shared office or in the tier 2, tier 3 cities. But yes, we realized that there's a need of the hour and a lot of customers wanted offices in smaller cities.
Right. So since we know for a fact that starting anything has never been easy for any one of us, so what
Yeah.
all were the challenges that you had to go through when you started on this journey?
So I think challenges are always many. I would say one of the few critical challenges I would say typically would be, since we were the first mover in the shared office space, which is also now part of the co-working. When you're the first mover, you have a lot of challenges, mostly first being acceptability of the idea. So when we went to corporates and we asked them that will a shared office work in a tier 2, tier 3 city like in Allahabad, a Ranchi, or Raipur, so they came back with plus and minus, positive and negative feedbacks. So that basically helped us to get our basics right. Then in terms of landlord, because most of the places which we've taken are all taken from landlord on rental basis. So our format is such where we take sublease, where we enter into a sublease agreement with the landlord and we lease it out further to the client. So even the landlords were not very comfortable with the sublease format, because they've not really seen too many transactions being of sublease. And also, I would say a lot of it also matters because in terms of cities, we always wanted to expand in some cities, but client had their expectation or needs in some other cities. So there was a gap in terms of matching concept where customers wanted to expand in some cities, but we actually wanted to expand in other cities. So we had a plan of action of getting into the 100 smart cities of India because we were expecting all the growth coming in those cities, but clients have the expansion plan in other cities. So I would say these are typically the top three challenges, I would say, which we faced in our whole journey.
But I'm sure that these challenges must have made you much more stronger for all your future ventures as well. So,
Absolutely.
on that note, moving ahead, tell us about the product and services of My Branch with which you cater to your clients.
Okay. I've been constantly using the word shared office space. That's a bit different from co-working space. In shared office space, we provide only dedicated space for the enterprise customer. So we do not have an open sitting format. That's one. Second thing is we are in tier two, tier three cities, and we are only an enterprise model. When I mean enterprise, it means where corporates who want to branch out into smaller cities come to us. So we really don't cater to the startups. We don't cater to the fintechs as such. The upfront corporates who are there in terms of the smaller clients. We look at more larger clients. In terms of products, I would say typically we have two products. One is shared office space. Shared office space are typically in tier two, tier three cities, as I mentioned. When we saw that the demand is in even smaller cities, we opened offices even in smaller cities. So as we speak, in tier four cities, we have around 17 offices. Some of the cities which I would like to name are Akola, Balasinor, Disa, Ratlam. So these are not your frontline cities which have shared office space. So that's a subset of shared office space. We also have managed office. So a managed office is a build to suit where the entire office is taken by a client and the office is made as per the requirements of the client. And third is basically virtual office for GST registration. So this is more from compliances where corporates need to take GST across India. So we provide GST registration to any corporate across 25 states across India. So any client who wants to get their business started, we can help them with GST registrations across 25 states, and it's more of plug and play, and they can start their business from, you can say, from day one itself. So these are typically our products which we have in my branch. We also have ancillary products like meeting room, training room, where people can come and use it for the city when they have any interviews going on, when they want to meet clients. Some of them have also taken up for educational purposes, where on the weekends, where exams are held, they use our centers for taking the exams. So that's more on the ancillary side which we have.
Right, sir. So you must be knowing about the AtmanIbrahim Bharat campaign prevailing in India right now. So what are your views on this campaign and how is your organization working towards it?
Uh, so, in terms of infrastructure in the shared office space, our biggest play is in terms of interior, setting up of the interior of the office, setting up the office. So we are, I would say, 100% company which uses only Indian products. In fact, we have our own manufacturing team. So either we are setting up our office in Shillong, either we've set up our office in Itanagar, we've set up our office in Amritsar. So all these places in the across length and breadth of India, we are not only using Indian-made products, but we are using products which are locally available. So most of our offices we use, you can say around 20 to 30% of products which are locally sourced and locally procured. And other than that, due to standardization of office, we have our own warehouse where we create the furniture and fixtures. So we use entirely 100% of items made in India, and we also support the Atmanirbhar program.
Right, sir. So tell us a bit about your future plans with respect to my branch.
Yeah. So our future plans, we've typically put it from a milestone perspective. So as we speak, we are in 50 cities and we have an order book of 10 more cities, which is work in progress. Our first milestone is to reach 100 cities, and that's our target to reach by the end of the current financial year. Post that, we are also looking at reaching 300 cities, and my branch should be the only partner available in India for working across India. So there's no other co-working or shared office provider who's even presently available in 50 cities by themselves. Yes, you do have aggregators, but aggregators are not really holding the inventory. They are just mentioning the inventory that is available. So we want to be the go-to partner and the partner for helping companies in ease of doing business, so that they're only speaking to one partner for expansion across India. So we also want to be present in all the states across India. So in the co-working space, we are the only people who are present in the Northeast, and we are present in five states of the Northeast. So if you take Guwahati, Dimapur, Itanagar, and two more cities where we are Shillong, and one more city where we are present. So that's the strength which we are already having, and we want to improve upon our strength and be the partner for expansion across India.
And we wish you all the luck for all these plans of yours, sir. Moving ahead, you must be knowing that this year we'd be celebrating 75 years of our independence, which is famously known as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So, what would you like to say on this? As in, what is your vision towards it, and what do you think? How far we have come?
So my personal take would be that India as such is really a self-sufficient and self-reliant country. A lot of a lot of activity in India, either in terms of employment opportunity, either in terms of manufacturing setup. There's absolutely a lot of opportunities created by the past and present government also. We also create a lot of employment opportunity because we are on a constant expansion plan. In fact, last year, in the last financial year, we have set up 24 cities across India. So we are looking at generating employment. We are looking at manufacturing, expanding our manufacturing setup. So we are also supporting the country by ensuring that we are creating employment.
Right, sir. So now, since we know a lot about your professional role, tell us something about your social contributions as well.
So we basically have our own foundation, goes by Narayan Bharghava Foundation, where we do all our social work through that organization. So we assist people in education loans. So a lot of our peons, in fact, I would say all our peons in our office, we support the education of their kids. We also have adopted cities or villages, I would say rather, around Lonavala. So we've helped them with with building of washroom facility. We've helped them with electrification in their villages. So we've tried to help them in being self-sufficient. Also during the COVID lockdown, we have done a lot of activities in terms of food distribution in Navi Mumbai. We have also assisted hospitals, I would say private and public hospitals both, in getting them equipments for the neonatal, which is for the childbirth. We've bought equipment for that. So we do multiple activities, and I would say that is actually part of our DNA. And we don't really talk too much about it, as I mentioned, because it's really part of our DNA.
Right, sir. So before concluding this session, you know that IF is followed not only by mainstream organizations, but also those young minds who aspire to be like our achievers someday. So, what is that one message you'd like to give them?
Yeah, so I would like to give a very simple message: is bite only as much as you can chew. What is happening currently is, with the number of startups mushrooming across India, the youngsters feel that it's very easy to earn money. It's very easy to do many more things in life. So that is why it's very important that people need to understand, you don't need to go all in. You don't need to have taken over exposure. It's very important that if you feel that you can manage business, if you feel that you can grow by an X percentage, you should only focus on that and grow that X percentage. That's why, in one statement, I would like to say is that only bite as much as you can chew.
And that I must say is a great piece of advice. Thank you so much for joining with us today. It was a pleasure talking to you, and we wish you all the luck for all your future endeavors, sir. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Yeah, thanks.